Hi, this is Josh Williams. I'm with Ronin Training Center's Advanced MMA program. With me today is Melvin Harris. Today we're going to go over a couple entries into the top leg triangle. Okay. Now, you've seen this before. It's getting more popular in MMA. The person who's really put it on the map is going to be Khabib Nurmagomedov. Everybody's seen him do this over and over and over again in all of his fights. Devastating position. And it's really versatile too. So that's some of the things we're going to go over today as far as our entries into it, how recovering it, what you can do from there, so on and so forth. So Melvin, go ahead and get down for me. So first we'll show the entry, one of the entries into this. All right. So one of the first ones that Khabib likes to do is after a takedown, usually after a double leg, if he lands in the side, so he just slams down, his shoulder goes into Melvin. From here, he steps over with his near leg and hooks. Now, it's not like just stepping over like you're going to go to mount. His knee doesn't just touch and pinch here. He elevates the legs a tiny bit, and when he steps, he gets his foot all the way over and then drives it through and then comes down to his knee. On the other side, he catches it in the triangle. Okay? Now, you can do it above the knees, but it's a little bit tougher. Guys are built bigger, obviously, as they taper up towards the hips. So it's easier to get towards the knees. And honestly, if there's a little bit of slipperiness, a little bit of sweat already, I need to be at the knees or a little bit below, okay? Or I'm sorry, I said that backwards. I want to be at the knees or a tiny bit above. So my goals are to pinch in between the knees and the hips. Okay? If I'm too close to here, below the knees, all he's got to do is pull his knees back, and it's easy for him to retract one of them, even when I'm sitting on him, okay? So I want to be up closer this side. So I've landed off my double, come down to my hip. This leg steps over, and I drive my foot all the way across, and I trap it here, okay? Now, where guys screw up on this is they want to sit up, and it creates a gap right here, and it allows him to sneak that knee through. Boom. Okay, we're dry. That's the only reason it doesn't look quick. If we were slippery, his knee would just pull right out. Okay, so I don't want this space. As soon as I get this triangle, I'm just going to drop my weight on it. Okay, it's not a big deal because I can still reach him. Okay, even if it's only to hit him in the body, that's fine. I'm going to land shots. The truth of it, which makes this position so devastating, is that for Melvin to escape, he's got to get his legs out. But he can't get his legs free without using his hands. Okay, so he's got a choice. He can either use his hands to either sit up and push, in which case he exposes his face for punches, or he reaches behind him to build a base this way and tries to pull his hips out that direction. Same thing though. He leaves his arms behind, and I can start landing shots. Okay? This can be even more devastating if, as I'm punching, he reaches up to post like that with his hands behind, and as I start hitting, when I come down, I trap this arm and get it here, and now drive it behind him or under him, okay? I'll do it to the other side. So if we're here, Melvin does this. As I collapse down on top, he's trying to defend with one arm and build his base with the other. As I come through, I grab that hand, and now not only do I have his legs pinned up, but I've got his arm trapped where he can't build a base, and this arm is nothing more than him trying to delay me from beating on him, okay? I just keep on landing shots. All right, so common issues. Obviously, I get up too high, create space with my hips. His knees are able to pull through, okay? Not a big deal. If the guy, when he pulls his legs through on it, he gets to, let's say, about here, and it turns into a butterfly scenario, okay? So he pulls his legs up. Usually he can't get them all the way through, but he goes to this, all right? This is fine because I can come up on top, ride the position, and go to either a kickstand variation, or this is kind of a neat one. When I go to drive these legs back through, I can a lot of times drop right back into that leg triangle. Okay. So, entry off the side, stepping over. Let's see, what else? When we see this against the cage, the guy's going to give you the sitting up motion, or the guy's going to turn over. Okay. So let's say after I've gotten this, he's going to have to sit up because the cage is behind him. That's when the guy reaches behind to keep his space to turn a lot of the time. And you'll see Khabib come through and check that arm, okay? Or I start landing shots and the guy just turns completely and tries to pull his hips free that way, in which case he gives up the wrist ride and I just flatten him out. So, very basic intro to the top leg triangle. Very devastating position. You can land a lot of shots, rack up a lot of punishment, and advance into good positions. Because I can go right to mount, and I can go back from mount to the leg triangle if I need to.